Well, hello everybody, hope you're all okay. I'm just sat doing a little bit of knitting. I've got some Angora that I'm having a go at. I can't look up if I'm doing knitting. If it's something like Angora, I have to look at it. I'm not sure what it's going to be. I'm aiming for a jumper, but we'll see. I haven't done any knitting really for a long time. Although I did do something last year. I think I knitted a bag. I think it's upstairs. I just knitted a oblong and I lined the bag, folded it over and then lined the bag and put a little button on it, well, a big button, out of my button box. I still find it quite amusing that I've got 1,000 subs. I still have no idea why. Not professional. I go off at tangents. I'll leave you hanging whilst I'm looking for things. I've got no flashy logos or anything going across the screen, or just nothing really, but it is a bit of real life, you know. I can say that to you, and if I find something interesting, I'll waffle on about that, and I know that some of you will find it interesting, because that's what we do. I did watch a little bit about the Salt Path, I think it's called, the book, and I've seen it for sale everywhere, and I don't know whether I've got it anywhere or whatever, but you know, I think they've been very successful, and I think there's been a film coming out with I think it's the woman that was out of X-Files, is her last name Anderson, something like that. But apparently there's a backstory. I think it was the Observer or the Telegraph told the backstory of the couple who wrote who the book's about, and it's supposed to all be a true story, and allegedly they've said that a lot of it just isn't true at all. They were supposed to have lost their home and were left without any money, and the person who the woman used to work for, she'd apparently embezzled quite a lot of money off of this other lady, you know, the person who wrote the book. She'd allegedly embezzled a lot of money off of her, and I think they thought it was about £10,000. So apparently she went round there and took the £10,000 or whatever she took, and gave the sob story that she'd had to sell things that had belonged to her grandmother and all different things like that. And on having this lady who she worked for, her husband died, and she said her husband was such a lovely man, and to have been hoodwinked by this woman who wrote the book was just too much to bear, and they've looked into it further, allegedly. I've got to say that to cover myself, but it appears that she'd taken a lot more money than that, but I suppose she's all right now because she's made her money with the book and the film, you know. But I don't know. Like I've said to people before, we all make mistakes, we all do things. I would never dream of doing anything like that. I know I wouldn't, because I wouldn't like it to be done to me. But I like to look in the mirror in the morning and know that I've done, you know, the right thing. We don't always do the right thing, but that was certainly, you know, if that is all true, as we would say round here, you've got a bit of a brass neck. You know, pretending to be the innocent. It does happen, doesn't it? It's a shame, but there we go. I just thought I'd speak about that, because that was a little bit on my mind, you know. And I thought, you know, is it part of history? You know, there's probably been a lot of people that have written books that have embroidered the truth a little bit, but I think if you put it's a true account, then it should be, really, shouldn't it? It's put a little bit of a dampener on it for me. I don't think I'd read it now. I think what they did was when they, you know, had their home took off them, they got the rucksacks and a tent and walked around the coast. I think he in the book had said that he'd got a brain tumour or something like that, and it was terminal, but miraculously it's healed itself as it's gone around. So who am I to say? But yeah, sadly you get sceptical, which is a shame, isn't it? But I think we all do, really. You know, you like to believe in good, and like I say, I'm sure the majority of people who I meet and who I'm with are really good people. You do get the few that aren't, and they stick in your mind a long time, but it's best to let it go if you can. I know, like the other day when I'd been scammed of some money, it wasn't a massive amount, but I just wanted people to know that website was out there, and it looked very real. You know, it did look like a little website, and there was the secure payment sign as well, but because it wasn't a massive amount of money, I was able just to let everybody know that things are happening like that, which I'm sure you do, but just to give you that little jolt to say, you know, be careful, because there's some sharks out there. I try to just rise above things like that and keep my life as positive as I can do. And if there's negative people, I've learnt by now to keep away from them, because they can be toxic, can't they? And they can pull all of your joy out of your life. That's what I've found. It's took me all this time to realise. But I think it's like, if you go anywhere, it's nice to go somewhere where you feel happy, or you know, you're with people who make you happy. By all means, be you know, what can I say, as courteous as you can be with people, even if they're horrible. Sometimes it's difficult, but I find that's the best way. You know, if they're rude to you, just say thank you and move on, because they can soon poison you, and you've got to be careful that that doesn't happen, because it has happened to me in the past, you know, where I've let people really bother me, and you know, it can be very upsetting. But now I've learned that I just hang around people that are good, go to places that are nice, do things that I like, try and make my family happy, try and make my friends happy, and let them know that they're needed and wanted. And there's not a lot else you can do, is there? I'm nearly to the end of this row. There we are, look, just a quick peek. It's not my forte really, knitting. I think the more I do of it though, because I did used to do quite a bit of it when the children were little, the better I'll remember it and go with it. I'm using bamboo needles. I used to use metal ones. I've had a go with the, is it magic loop? I've not really got on with it. But then again, I've not given it enough time, so I might have another go at it. The thing is, you can always undo it, can't you, if it isn't right. I tell you what I find difficult. So sorry if you're just watching top of my head. The thing that I find difficult is if I drop a stitch. I find it difficult to put them back on, so very often I have to undo it again. My mum was a knitter. My mother-in-law was a knitter. She did a lot of intarsia. That's putting pictures on the front of jumpers. I had a photograph somewhere of a washing line full of the different things that she'd made us, but I don't know where that picture's gone. But she made the children lots of things. Post and pack jumpers, transformer jumpers, Super Ted, I think, you name it, she did it, you know, she was very good at it. Right, that's my row done. That's another bit of fluffiness, and I hope you're all okay. Right, I'm going to make myself another drink. I've put my hair out of the way, put a couple of slides in. I've got my dungarees that I got from Vinted. These are for when I want to be doing a bit of gardening or a little bit of pottering about. I've got sticky buds all over my trousers. I don't know if you know what I mean. If you're gardeners or you love nature, you'll know what sticky buds are. We've always called them sticky buds, and you can stick the actual part of the plant to you as well. So I used to do that a lot with Noah when he was a little boy, my grandson. Right, anyway, I'm going to crack on and make a drink. There's my peace lily, look, it just wants a little piece taking off that's gone brown, because when they go brown at most plants, it's time to cut them off, isn't it? Right, anyway, lots of love. Bye.